Hi everyone, welcome into another episode of Sun Times Game Week. It's a very special edition. As you can see, we've got some special guests alongside us. Coach Tyron Slaughter from Whitney Young, Coach Rob Smith from Simeon, and of course Annie Costable and Michael O'Brien of the Chicago Sun-Times. Thank you to our content partner ABC7 for sharing this on their Facebook page. Remember, throughout this episode you could submit your questions, and please submit them while we have these guys here. Obviously you guys are here to talk about some big tournament coming up. What is that tournament again? I'm forgetting on the name. The Chicago League Classic, everyone. It's been going on 7 years, but you know, getting us started here with you guys here, talk to us about how this tournament came to be and the importance of it here in Chicago.
I think many people have heard the story, and the story is kind of legendary now. Myself and Coach Smith were in West Virginia at a tournament, outstanding tournament, Cancer Research Classic, and we were having breakfast one morning, and I had come down to the table, and the coaches were there talking, and we kind of started joking, and I said to Rob, why are we here? I didn't have phone service on my phone, and we kind of joked about it, and I said, well, why don't we do our own event and bring these teams to Chicago? And Rob said, let's do it. And so we kind of made a pact that whichever one of us went the furthest in the state playoff at that time, Rob was always going further. The other one was to go out and start contacting teams. So we started contacting teams, and we talked to some national powers, and they all elected to come to Chicago to see Chicago. And it's been going on for 7 years now. This will make our 7th year. And I think what we really wanted to do is really show the people of Chicago, but also the people outside of Chicago, what Chicago basketball was to those who had not seen it,
right.
But to Chicago, what quality teams look like from around the country. And we've managed to do that, and we've added in some other parts to our program, some educational components that have helped our young people become much more well-rounded student athletes.
Right. It's now in its 7th year, but Rob, talk about that first year getting it started, how difficult it was, and now being in your 7th year, that this is a staple part of Chicago basketball. It's kind of one of the kickoff tournaments. So bring us back to that first year and what it took to actually get it started.
It's kind of weird because I think the first year was almost the easiest one. Just because our great sponsors were all in. The people that we got, our team that we got together that helped put this together was all in. And the teams, they were very excited about coming to Chicago and play because they had never been here to do anything like that before. And of course they've been to Chicago and never been in an event like that. So I think the first year was, one of the best years, as far as getting everybody together to doing it. But it just got better and better every time, especially Coach Slaughter already spoke about the other things that we do besides basketball, which is our Champions in Life workshop that we have, where we bring in people to talk to the players about different things, everything except basketball. They hear that all the time. So we bring in people for financial literacy, things to that nature, so they can know how to finance their money, things with social media people come in and talk. And then on Saturday morning, we'll have our breakfast, our Champions in Life breakfast with John Rogers. He's the head of that, and Common will be the keynote speaker this time for that, and he will get the award, the John Rogers Award. So we think that that's what we need to have these young men see besides basketball, because they see that every day. So the people on our team decided that we just need to do something else besides basketball.
When did you guys start implementing those other things outside of just the tournament itself, like this Champions Breakfast? Has that been a part of it since year one, or did that come into play, years in?
Well, it started about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
When we brought those things in, and we thought that it worked. We both had been downstate, so we saw the banquet that they have the night before, where the players sit at different tables. They don't sit with their teammates. So we kind of took that from that, and we do the same thing. They don't sit with their teammates. They sit with other people so they can get to know them and talk. We recommend that they turn their cell phones off and just listen to the things that's going on. I know at the workshop we confiscate all the phones, and the kids are there just learning and just seeing what's going on.
What if I have to get in touch with one of them?
You have to wait till it's over with.
This weekend, obviously a great lineup, but what games are you guys looking forward to, obviously, other than the ones that you're coaching in? But like I said, great talent coming to town, but what are some of the games that you guys are looking forward to just watching?
The games that the games that really interest me a lot are of the rivalry games that we have on Friday night. We have an outstanding, young coach at St. Ignatius who's bringing his team in for the first time. They'll be playing against a veteran coach in St. Rita, and that's sure to be an exciting game of two Catholic League powerhouses. And then you have Oak Park and Fenwick. That game has been legendary over the past 4 years. The crowd is spectacular. It's electric in the building. And it's good old high school basketball at its finest. And then you fast forward to Saturday. I think, Mike talked about the Uplift Evanston game, a game from Illinois and Chicago that's going to be exciting for the hometown people. You know, but for me, I'm really looking forward to the Simeon game when they play St. Vincent St. Mary out of Ohio. Really an outstanding team in St. Vincent St. Mary, and Coach Smith has an outstanding group of young people, and we're going to see how they respond on the big stage. And so for me, that's always interesting to see, and I look forward to a great 2 days of basketball. Notwithstanding, Whitney Young is playing. Our girls are playing on Friday night, and we're bringing back an alum in E.C. Hill, who's the head coach of Montverde. So that's sure to be exciting for all of our Whitney Young fans, but
Absolutely.
for all Chicago fans that have known E.C. Hill over the years.
And the Whitney Young girls program has a lot to look forward to this season. Very talented program over there this year, so that obviously is going to be a great game. Coach Smith, then, are you excited to see Whitney Young play, or?
Oh, definitely.
He sounds convincing.
Well, I was there to see him play on Saturday. I mean, we kind of support each other when we get our opportunity to outside of this, and this is what this is about. When we first started this, I don't think a lot of people we kind of heard that this ain't gonna work with those two. It's just not gonna work, and we're showing them that it does work. We're not just here just to win championships. We're also here to help young men become men and do other things in the community and showcase Chicago. So this is, definitely a great partnership with the two schools and two great coaches here. So we just look forward to the whole event. That Saturday is electric.
Stacked.
I mean, it's crazy. This is the first year I won't actually be there, but I'm gonna miss a lot of basketball. But I'll be keeping up with it from where I'm at.
Huntington Prep and Sunrise Christian Academy, right? Sunrise Christian Academy. How do you guys, I mean, that's going to be an exciting matchup, out-of-state matchup, but how do you guys go about picking talent from out of state to come in and play in this tournament? Why Huntington Prep? Why Sunrise Christian Academy? How do you guys decide that?
Well, we play all over. Simeon and Whitney Young, we're all over playing, and we see teams, and we look and see who they're going to have on their teams the next year. And these guys, actually, Huntington Prep has been asking for like 3 years now. And we kind of try not to bring in the same teams, every year. Of course, Sunrise Christian has been back. I think this may be their second or third year in a row. And Malik Hall, who's a former Illinois guy, is on that team. So that's not one of the reasons that we definitely brought them back, so he can be seen from some of his friends at home, and his parents and stuff can see him. But really, nationally, people calling us. I mean, we already have calls for next year. People are already calling to see if they can be in the event. And
can you guys give us a preview?
No.
Who can we expect to see next year?
And it's funny because I think it could have been year 1 or 2, me and you were having a conversation. Me and Mike was having a conversation at the game. He was like, well, Rob, this is kind of hard watching all of these teams from out of state, because it was just really all the teams from out of state versus the Illinois team. So then we went back and said, you know what, that is kind of right. Let's get some rivalry games going on. Let's get some in-state games going on that looks like something that people really want to see.
Last question from me. This has been going on for 7 years. It's featured great in-state talent, great out-of-state talent, but who have been some of the elite names that we've seen participate in this tournament and now are on the ultimate stage? I mean, it'd be hard to go through the entire list, but who are some names that jump out that have been participants?
Well, given the fact that he beat me 4 years in a row, we have to start off with Jabari Parker. I'm glad that he's out.
Are we still salty about that?
No. There's no salt in me about that. No, not at all. But Jabari Parker, Jaleel Okafor, Cliff Alexander. We have the young, I don't know why the name eludes me on the Chaminade.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, right?
Jason Tatum. I mean, we had Falk, who, we had quite a few players. The name and the list is long in just 7 years. When you look at what we've done, we've managed to do it in 7 years. Other people have been doing this and these type of events for many, many years, and they can't speak to the sheer number of people that we had. But I think, for me, when I go back and I look at the event, I always go back to 1 year, and Coach Rob and I, we talk about it all the time, was when we had an opportunity to bring Lone Peak to Chicago.